Alright, so yesterday I wasn't in the best mood. I didn't really want to do anything after, as you could probably tell from the title, I almost got mugged, or at least I think I did. So let me kind of share with you what happened, and you can kind of interpret it in your own way based on my side of the story on, what I should have done or what you think happened. So I live in the ship, right? And every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I like to go to a barracks facility where I used to live because it has free internet where I can upload videos and use social media and stuff like that. So at 9 o'clock from when I was in the ship, I decided, hey, I'll go to this barracks facility. So the ship does not provide transportation, right? So I decided, I was going to walk. I didn't want to bother other people for a ride, just, back and forth. So, I was walking, and it's not too far. It's only 15 to 20 minutes. And, it was just, I've taken this walk a couple of times before. And where I live, where the ship is, where this barrack is, there's a lot of homeless people, right? There's a lot of homeless people. And, every once in a while, there's homeless people that ask me for money, which, I give. But this certain occasion was a little bit different. Right, and it was about 9:15 in the morning, so it was daylight. There were people around me, a lot of homeless people around me. I was taking the busiest, where a lot of people are route. So I was walking, and to the right side, across the street, I could see two males crossing the street. They were about 100 feet away from me, and I didn't really think much of it. Right, I was just walking, minding my own business, and they sat down next to a convenience store, and I could hear one of the guys say, "Hey man, check this out." And he was trying to say it silently to his buddy, and he said, "Hey man, check this out, come on." And I heard that, and as I was walking closer to them, they came up to me, blocked my way, from where I'm standing. I'm just walking. One was right here, and the other one was right here, so they just kind of a little bit zoned me out from walking. And they're like, "Hey man, I need $2 for a bus ticket," right? And I said, "Oh, I don't have $2, right?" I just pulled out my wallet. I said, "I have $10, but I don't have $2, right?" I didn't really want to give them $10, but basically he's like, "Oh man, I live in the streets. It's kind of tough," and then he just took the $10, right? And I was like, "Oh, okay." Right, I didn't want to ask for it back, right? Because he said he lives in the street, but he was well groomed, didn't really smell, had really clean clothes on as far as I could tell, and the mood of the situation, right? He didn't really say thank you or anything. He just took the money and just kind of went off. He didn't run anything like that. He just walked off. And at that situation, right, I didn't want to say no or say, "Hey, give me that money back," because I don't know what that person is going through, right? There are a lot of homeless people, and I think this is like the fourth time a homeless person, or what they claim to be homeless, came up to me and asked me for money. And I feel like if I don't give them money, right, it's just going to take that 1 in 100 individual for them to just snap and say, "You know what? I'm not going to ask for money anymore. I'm going to demand for money," right? And they're going to have some ill intent and then seek to harm people for money or whatever. And that was just kind of the thought process that occurred in my head, right? I knew these guys weren't homeless, right? They were pretty well dressed, not well dressed, but had clean clothes, didn't have a real full beard or anything like that growing on, like what you would stereotypically think homeless people do. So the guy who took the money just kind of skirted off. The other guy, I could see he had a drink in his hand covered in a brown bag, so I just kind of assumed that was alcohol, and I didn't really want to deal with that, right? And I'm not really bummed out about the $10, right? My health is worth more than $10, right? I would rather not get shot, have a bullet in my stomach or anything like that. I'd just rather give my $10 and walk away safely. But what bummed me out the most was, him saying, hey, I live in the streets, right? That bummed me out. Like, why couldn't you just, you look like you have a house or a place to go to, a place to sleep. Just, get a job or just join the military. He seemed like he was in his 30s. And just that kind of just ruined my mood for the whole day, which it shouldn't have. I just should have just gotten over it, but it just kind of bothered me. And it's a little bit scary, right? It's a little bit scary walking the route that I use from the ship to the facility, because I like to use the internet, and I also like to don't bother anybody for them to just drive me just in a distance where I could just walk. So I don't know what else I should have done. I think I did the right thing. $10 isn't really too much, but let me know what you think. All right, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. All right, talk to you soon.